Is the oil kit we offer right for you? Maybe, maybe not. It's hard to remember exactly what happened and when, but a few years ago, we were contacted by a few people that their oil temps were running hot. And as some of you may or may not know, the Supra does have a factory oil cooler. It's water to oil, which means that you're kind of taxing that coolant system, as well as what's exchanging heat with the oil is actually about 210 degrees instead of ambient air. So we saw that this was actually an issue. You can actually data log this through ECU Tech, and if you have an AIM, you can potentially do it through AIM. I believe we used ECU Tech with Counterspace Garage, allowing us ECU Tech access and all that type of stuff. But that's what allows us to actually log oil temps and coolant temps on the track. The people that were contacting us were avid track enthusiasts, generally making more power and torque than a factory car. However, our car is bone stock, and we actually saw some benefits to both the coolant and the oil under factory power levels. So we'll be going into that data here shortly. So basically what this unit does is this replaces the factory heat exchanger, which is a water to oil unit. We have a plate that goes on the side of the block, which then has two oil lines that come out of it. Those oil lines go to this air to water unit, which actually replaces the aux radiator, so coolant. It actually replaces that on the left-hand side of the vehicle. So right behind me, there used to be a factory cooler here, and instead of that, we take it away, we bypass it, and then we run oil through that, which gets nice, cool ambient airflow through it and reduces oil temp. It also has a cool side effect, which it actually reduced coolant temp as well. So this testing was actually from last summer. It was probably an 80, 85 degree day, factory setup, and I ran the car for, looks like about 400 seconds on track. So not even that long, but we were starting to see some high oil temps, so we came in. So we did that, and then we went back to the shop, installed our oil cooler kit. That is the only change we made. The only change we made to the car. Same tires, same driver, me, same track, same ambient temperature, and then we went out again and data logged for another roughly 8 minutes, which is probably 5 or 6 laps with we have a warm up and a cool down. And we logged the temps. And then from there, we were able to export a CSV Excel file, and then we were able to create some cool graphs, which you can see on the screen now. So the big findings, in my opinion, are kind of listed in the bottom. That average oil temp is roughly 14 degrees Fahrenheit cooler, and that's max, as well as average from when we were actually on track trying to set solid lap times. The coolant temp, which was the biggest surprise to us because we were actually worried that coolant temp was actually going to go up, and it actually went down, and it went down substantially. So that maximum oil or coolant temp went from 226 to 224. That being said, that coolant temp is actually pre getting on the track or starting to actually get after it, which was 120 seconds. So we can probably ignore that and go over to like the 350 second mark and notice that coolant temp was 210, and we went back down to arguably 200. So we are about 10 to 12 degrees cooler on coolant temp in the max on track when we're actually hitting wide open throttle lap after lap. The average temp from 160 to 400 seconds went down from 208 to 201, which again it's a much better coolant temp. Anything under 210, I would say, is a really solid game plan for coolant on the Supra. The only other thing that I can think of mentioning is both of the cars both of the runs seem to even out right around that 330, 340 second mark. And what I mean by that is that it seems like the car has fully heat soaked and it's no longer increasing in temperature over time. If anything, I would say that the oil cooler one, it's reaching it a little bit earlier, and then it's almost going down a little bit, where the OEM stuff alone, it kind of is still going up, I don't know, maybe that 360, 365 second mark. But realistically, I believe we've heat soaked the car at this point, and both cars are evened out, which means you're gonna be running approximately 250 degrees oil temp, and compared to 265, 270. The other thing to think about while you're looking at this is a bone stock car. This is a 2020, so it's a little on the lower power side. We make 330 rear wheel horsepower, give or take. The 2021 Plus are gonna be a little bit more power. They're gonna run a little hotter. And then as soon as you start increasing power, 450, 500 horsepower, these numbers are gonna jump up higher. So the coolant demands and the oil demands go up with power. So keep that in mind. And as far as on the radiator side of things, we generally recommend sticking with the OEM. It seems to be the best bang for the buck. It's free, and it's a pretty stout unit. It really does cool the coolant pretty damn well. Anything past that, we recommend our hood louver to evacuate some heat from the engine bay. So if you're a street driver and you really don't take to the track, like I'm saying 20 minutes hard on the track, we would recommend sticking with the factory stuff. It's perfectly great for that spirited driving on the street. You're not generally gonna push your car hard enough to see oil temps in the 270, 280 degree range. If you are, probably shouldn't be doing that on the street, please. All right, guys, that concludes the data session for our oil cooler kit. If you want to read more or watch more about just the oil cooler kit and what all is included, we have a video on that. That is linked in the description below. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us, sales@verus-engineering.com. You can also leave a comment below on YouTube. We really do our best to respond to all those comments, and we definitely do our best to respond to all the emails. Until next time, I'm Eric. I'm out. See ya.